back. This is live at the Center for Performing Arts. Ed Reinbeck. These two giggling fools next to me are my two most favorite people in the entire world, starting from far right and moving in. Kevin Archambault, who is now the Assistant Artistic and Managing Director here at the Center, as well as Director of Public Relations. And sitting next to Kevin is Emily Depew, who is a workshop instructor, an actor, a director, works on the box office, concession, and does my laundry.
Actually,
she does. So here we are.
Not here at the Center.
Not here at the Center, no. And you all call me if you have questions about what does that mean. So we have two really exciting shows in the month of January where it's freezing and sometimes it's snowing and it's always a crapshoot. Are we playing? Are we not? So we have a choice. Can we go with a big ticket show like,
Phantom of the Opera?
Phantom, whatever, and people will struggle through the snow to get here, and that costs a lot of money. And if we have to cancel, then we lose money. We lose a lot of money. So instead, we've gone with our theme of dysfunctional families, and we have picked two really exciting plays, one of which Kevin is directing, the other of which I am directing, and the one I'm directing, Emily is in. And these plays are going to alternate with each other all during the month of January. So the schedule is a little confusing, but I will try to get you through it. Opening on January the 5th, Friday night, is Yasmina Riza's wonderful comedy of manners, Without Manners, God of Carnage. And then opening on, what day do you open?
On the 6th, Saturday night.
6th, Saturday the 6th, is Next to Normal. Now the play schedule on this, and Next to Normal is book and lyrics by Brian Yorkie, music by Tom Kitt, directed and choreographed by Prince Kevin, musical direction by Matthew Woolover. So rather than burden people with the schedule now, start with Next to Normal. So
Sure.
Give us a brief, what is this about?
I mean, it's a musical, obviously, with lyrics by, and it follows a very suburban household and kind of shows you what's going on behind the white picket fence. And the reason I love this musical, and I have sort of fought to do it, is I don't think it's a musical many people expect in terms of theme for musical. It's incredibly realistic. It deals with subject matter that is not only not spoken in musicals, but really not spoken in American culture very well. The taboo of a mental illness, of losing a child, of divorce, and how that affects everybody else within this family. But it ends up with an incredibly hopeful and light message at the end. And so it doesn't leave you... It may leave you in tears, but it leaves you in good tears.
You're hopeful.
You're hopeful. Yeah, you really are hopeful for each of the characters, and I think they're incredibly attainable and relatable.
Yeah, and when Kevin said, mature themes, you don't think of it like what we do with films R-rated because of nudity or profanity.
None.
This is mature because, as Kevin said, it deals with the stigma of mental illness, and there's also some pill problems in there too, aren't there?
Yeah, drug abuse.
Drug abuse, and the loss of a child, and a marriage that could be falling apart because of mental illness and because of the loss of a child, which is certainly very prevalent in our society.
I mean, the way that our society just doesn't talk about even just a miscarriage, let alone the loss of a child that's been, on this earth, is just kind of mind-boggling. And so many of our friends go through it, and yet we just don't really get. We don't talk about it. And what people rely on, including drugs, which is what you're alluding to there, in order to help you get through that process, and then suddenly you're addicted, and and how to break that pattern, and how to, it's
so this is well within everybody's reach. I mean, this is something I'm sure that everybody knows someone, some marriage that is or any relationship that is impacted by emotional or mental illness or substances, or loss of a child, or a family, spouses questioning whether or not they should stay together. I mean, this is totally relatable. I only know this play. I had heard of this play, but I only know it because I saw you in it.
Me
You saw
too.
it with me, didn't you?
Mhm.
At Caneen Hackett.
Yeah.
And you played the dad.
I did.
Yeah. You have some of those people back, don't you?
Just the
Just
gentleman
Wendell?
who played my son, which
Wendell
is Wendell
Shearer
Shearer.
is back,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's playing our son again,
Yeah.
or the son again.
So who's in this cast? Tell
Great
everybody.
cast.
An incredible cast,
Yeah,
yeah. Jim
great.
Nuri is playing the father role,
Right.
which is Dan. Maria Hickey, who hasn't been on the stage in like 6 or 7 years, except for some one-nighters, she's playing the mother. Cheyenne C. is playing the daughter, Natalie, and then Wendell's the son. And the doctor, I've sort of switched it. It's usually written as a male role, but I'm having it played by a female. So Emily Wooliver is playing the doctor, and Natalie's boyfriend, Henry, is played by PJ Krause. So it's just 6 people, and it's really wonderful.
And our
Their
audiences,
voices are
I believe,
amazing.
have seen all of these people. PJ has been in many Castaway productions. Rock of Ages, he was in Rock of Ages. He was also in American Idiot.
That's right.
Wendell has been in everything.
Most recently, Millie, right?
Yeah,
Thoroughly
Millie.
Modern Millie, directed by Kevin. Cheyenne was Juliet in Romeo and Juliet. Maria, I think the last time people saw Maria was in Michael Berkeley's No Tune Like Show Tune.
Yeah.
And Jim Nuri, of course, was in Kevin's production of Sunset Boulevard
Yeah.
last year. I'm very excited about this, and alternating with that play is a very witty and wry and smart comedy called God of Carnage, written by Yasmina Riza. And Emily, it's 2 married couples. It's just
Correct.
4 people. There's 6 people in your show.
Correct.
There's 4 people in our show. We're sharing a set, even though it'll be tweaked. He'll have it arranged one way, and I'll have it arranged another way. You want to tell people what God of Carnage is about?
It's a play. It's supposed to be a comedy. It's a very funny play about 2 couples, and they're meeting because their sons got into a fight on a playground, and one of the sons hit the other son in the mouth and broke 2 of his incisors and injured the nerve in the right incisor. So it's about the parents getting together to communicate over what happened and what should we do about it and how do we solve the situation, and it turns kind of ugly.
Ugly,
But funny.
as she has said, or as it has been described, a comedy of manners without the manners. And comedy of manners, it really is written in a very classic style, even though it's contemporary dialogue. Yasmina Riza, for those of you who don't know her, she also wrote Art, and she's got a couple of other plays out there. Art I know very well because I was in it, and Carnage I saw on Broadway. She is Iranian born, but her family moved to Paris when she was an infant, and so she writes in French, and her comedy of manners is very Molière. It's insane people surrounded by a sanity, and it's contemporary. It's set. Christopher Hampton did the American translation. It's set in Brooklyn Heights, and it's 4 people who attempt to be civilized, but don't wind up there.
Why is
No,
it?
not at all.
Why is it called God of Carnage?
It's a line that one of the characters says. He talks about having just been to the Congo, where kids, 8-year-old kids, are trained to use Kalashnikov rifles and grenade launchers, which he calls thump guns. He said, based on everything I've seen there, I believe in the God of Carnage.
Interesting.
Yeah, because her character is the civilized, rational character, and she and he, because he's the spouse of the opposing team, they're mostly butting heads.
Nice.
The other 2 do, but less than Emily.
And you're without an intermission, right?
It's
Yes.
80 minutes in length. It's a real-time play. It takes place at about 3:30 in the afternoon, and it winds up just shy of 5 p.m. 1 room, 4 people, non-stop. The play starts in the middle of a conversation, and it ends in the middle of a conversation. conversation. It's very crafty theatrical.
It's a great cast.
Tell everybody who's in the cast.
Tom Webb is playing my husband, and the other couple are Frank McGinnis and Melissa Matthews.
A real life couple.
Yeah,
They are a real life couple. And Tom, we've seen in a bazillion things. I think he was also in Rock of Ages, and he was in Les Mis. He did a wonderful Brutus in My Julius Caesar many years ago. Melissa was in Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
She's the lead.
She's in West Side Story.
West Side Story.
Sunset Boulevard.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Sunset Boulevard. And Frank wrote a musical that we produced here a year ago called Safe.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So it's all.
And Les Mis as well.
Well, he was
Valjean.
Jean Valjean, yeah, the principal character. So you've been here how long? How many years?
Total.
Yeah.
I started. My first show here was Oklahoma in 2005. So what does that say?
13.
Is that 13? Yeah.
Coming up on 13.
Yeah. You can't get rid of me.
And you started out just as an actor.
Just as an actor. Yeah.
And then you were directing.
Yeah. Directing and choreographing. Yeah.
And then you started doing a couple of workshops.
Yeah.
And then we put you on staff.
Yeah.
And now you're my assistant.
Yeah.
Actually, he's not my assistant. He is the assistant artistic and managing director. As I am aging, I am.
He's like Benjamin Button. He just gets younger.
I get younger. You know, a rational organization, you got to plan for what's ahead.
Sure.
So that's what we're doing.
Well, and the idea that, you know, a bus can hit any of us, right?
That's right.
So everybody.
Also, I don't want to work 70 hours a weekend. So I cut it back to 60. So you got 10 of those hours.
More
and
toilets for me.
Yeah, right?
More toilets for me.
More toilets to clean and things. And you were in the tent in 1996?
Correct.
Was that 6 or 5?
I think it was 5.
1995.
Yeah, 1995.
Wow, so you're 23 years.
Well, I was gone for a lot of those years. I came back in 2009.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you were in New York, acting in New York.
And I was with Rhinebeck Theater Society when I was in middle school.
So what was your first show with
With
this?
RTS, it was The King and I. It was my first community theater show.
And what year was that?
It was one of the wives. I was 12 or 13. I don't remember.
So it'd be like 1988 or something like
Yeah,
that?
somewhere around
Wow.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So you went to New York,
Mhm.
and you did theater in New York.
Yes.
And what kind of things did you do there?
I did a lot of like theater, like Chekhov and things of that nature. Classic theater.
You did the Heiress.
I did the Heiress. I love the Heiress.
Right. It's a play we should think about. Do people remember that?
The Heiress?
The Heiress? Do
Didn't
people
they just
know
do
that
a,
play?
They just did it
do a
on
revival
Broadway.
with Jessica?
Chastain, I
Jessica
saw
Chastain.
it. Yeah.
Oh, you saw
That
that?
set was
Yeah.
gorgeous.
I know.
Well, it's
Yeah.
New York in the what, the 90s, 1890s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Washington Square.
Yeah. Well, it's Henry James' novel, right?
Mhm.
Washington Square.
Yeah.
Great.
She was
great
good.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Good.
wasn't like blown away or anything.
But
yeah,
the set I
but,
was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So you both studied theater. We all really studied theater as undergrads.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we all have degrees in theater.
Correct.
And you went to a Catholic university in Texas?
Austin, Texas.
What was the name?
St. Edward's University.
And you studied theater?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what took you from Colorado to Texas?
My equity card. It was
because you had already done shows
Yeah.
and been a
Yeah.
union member.
exactly. I was already a member of the union, and
Yeah.
St. Edward's allowed union members to perform on their stage, even
Oh.
while studying. And it was the only university I could find that would allow that.
Wow.
And they gave me a great scholarship.
What
so,
year did you graduate?
90. I don't remember. What year did I
I
graduate?
graduated in 98 and you're
So 99, yeah. 99, yeah. I was
You're
trying
older than me?
1 year.
1 year.
1 year older?
Yeah.
So 98 and 99?
Yeah.
Wow, I graduated in 69. But you know, in my school, we allowed people who had equity cards. I had a couple of classmates who had done shows in New York.
Foster.
Yeah, one fellow, Gene Skander, had been in a play by Edward Albee, or derived from an Edward Albee work called Hunting the Cuckoo Bird or something like that. He had a long off-Broadway run, and then he decided to go to college.
And you went to school with the guy that's on Scandal
I
too,
was
right?
just going to
Joe-
say that, Joe.
Joe Morgan.
Morgan.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it-
Joe Morton.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, he and I,
They did shows together.
we were great pals. Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
anyone watching Scandal this season?
Yeah.
What has happened to Olivia
Well, and
Pope?
Peter Friedman, who
Uh-huh.
does an awful lot of Broadway work, he was a classmate. A lot of folks went on to do things. So, what do you do now other than act on our stage and teach and work in our box office? That's it. You're with Boys and Girls Club?
Yes, I work for the Boys and Girls Club of Saugerties. I work at their after-school program. Right now, I'm at one of the elementary schools in Saugerties called Riccardi Elementary.
And that, you got hired by our friend
And Tris,
Warren.
who performs a lot here.
A lot. You used to
Yeah.
direct here as well.
Yeah, she runs the club in
In
Saugerties.
show, you directed her in shows, right?
Yeah, she was the witch in Into the Woods.
Into the
Oh,
Woods,
so
right.
She was so good. Yeah.
That's right. And you teach at Duchess
Yeah,
and where
SUNY
else?
Duchess. And then high schools.
You do shows at high
Yeah.
schools. Direct
A
there.
lot of
Yeah.
them.
What's coming up, high school wise?
At Rondout Valley High School, I am doing Grease.
Wow. When does that happen?
Auditions are today.
He's crazy. He is
So I leave
nuts.
here to go to audition.
Because you are also directing Ragtime, which opens in
On March 2nd.
March 2nd.
Gosh.
So you go into rehearsal shortly, but you're also in rehearsal for Next to Normal. When you see this show, ladies and gentlemen, we will be about to open both God
Yeah.
of Carnage and Next to Normal. But we are both in rehearsal right now, and he's going to begin rehearsing Ragtime.
At the
And now
same-
he's doing Grease. And I'm in It's a Wonderful Life at the moment, about to open Christmas Carol. And then we go into audition shortly for the Shakespeare Fest
Yeah,
and August Osage
Yeah.
County. Oh man, we're crazy.
we really are.
It's a
We're
nuts-
crazy.
nutty schedule.
But I have to say, what I do love about this schedule for the month of January, because I think it is confusing for
It is.
the first time you look at it, but a lot of our people that come up to our area are tourists and are only here for a weekend,
Correct.
and you get to see both shows.
So this is what we're doing. You
Yeah.
get this into your head. Here's the way it works. God of Carnage is going to open first on a Friday night. And then we're going to leave the set up, and it's going to play Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. And then Next to Normal is going to play that night
Saturday
at
night.
8 p.m. And then we'll play the Sunday matinee at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that for 4 weeks. But we're going to reverse it in the second week so that Next to Normal plays Friday night and Saturday afternoon. And Carnage plays Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. And then we reverse it again. It's really simple. All you need to know is one show is Friday night and Saturday afternoon, and the other show is always Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. It's really simple.
Just know that you can see both shows in one weekend. That's what I love. Both shows get twice. In
If you
in
came
weekend.
on a Saturday, if you came to our lovely town of Rhinebeck, you could shop in the morning. You could see one of the shows at 3 p.m. You could have a lovely dinner at Gigi's or
Terrapin.
Terrapin or the Beach.
Foster's.
You could go anywhere you want. Osaka, you could go anywhere you want. Come back here and then see a show at 8 p.m.
Absolutely.
It's really a treat. So, just
What
to
I
get
do
you,
when I go to Manhattan.
well, that's what a lot of people
You know,
do.
like I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna take the trip,
On your matinee day.
You double
absolutely,
up.
I
Yeah, you double
matinee,
up.
I do dinner, and I do a show at night.
Yeah.
See 2 shows.
Yeah, and then you're only spending 1 day in the city.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's great. It's a good way to get your art fix. All right, so January 5th through January 28th is the way this works. God of Carnage plays on January 5th, January 19th, those are Fridays at 8 p.m. It plays Saturday, January 6th and January 20th, that's a Saturday at 3 p.m. It plays Saturday, the 13th and the 27th of January at 8 p.m. Then on Sundays, it plays the 14th and the 28th at 3 p.m.
And it's also on our website, on
Yeah,
our Facebook
and Next
events.
to Normal is Friday, the 12th and the 26th at 8, Saturday, the 13th and 27th at 3, Saturday, the 6th and 20th at 8, and Sunday, the 7th and 21st at 3 p.m. And as Kevin said, just go on our website. It's eminently clear.
Yeah.
Or call Eileen, 845-876-3080. That would be Wednesday through Saturday, 1 to 5. and always online, centerforperformingarts.org. And all
And-
tickets are $23.
I was just going to say that for both shows.
Yeah.
Across the board.
And
Well,
also-
not for both. $23 each.
Well, yes, exactly.
Right,
but
you don't
I'm
get to
saying-
see both shows.
Well, that's
It's
true.
also an extended run instead of 3 weekends.
Well,
It's
that's
now
true. We are
fourth
already
weekend.
extended.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we've already extended. Yeah, and then opening after this is A Doll's House,
Yeah, Henrik Gibson.
the Rhinebeck Theater Society. Yeah. All right, so any closing thoughts, Emily?
It's a great play. It's really, really funny, and great people and talented people are in it, and talented people working on it and directing it, and it's just a lot of fun.
And both of these plays are award-winning plays, many accolades. God of Carnage, I think, was the last stage performance that James Gandolfini did. Jeff
2009.
Daniels, Hope Davis, Marcia Gay Harden. Do you know who was in the cast of Next to Normal?
Sure, Alice Ripley, who was here with us
Alice
right.
Ripley.
for a couple years ago.
She was mom.
Yep, she played the mom. I don't remember the gentleman who played the father right now. Jennifer DeMauro played the daughter, Natalie. Aaron Tveit played the son, Gabe. And Next to Normal is Pulitzer Prize winning. And
The music's amazing.
the music's
Yeah.
incredible, and the
Yeah.
voices that I mean, Matt Wolliver is an awesome music director, and he has the 6 of them. They have such tight harmonies, and they're just
Yeah.
incredible.
And there's more singing than speaking, isn't there?
It is. It's basically
It's an
two.
opera.
It's 2 hours and it's sung through basically. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an operetta.
Operetta, 'cause there's some spoken dialogue.
some spoken lines, but it is
Yeah.
an opera.
It's a big chore for the actors.
Vocally for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a
absolutely.
real demand.
But these people are on the top of their games.
Yeah.
They
They're
really
great.
are. Yeah.
These are our best singers.
Yeah, sum up. Yeah, absolutely.
Sum up.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
These are some of our best actors
Yeah.
in Carnage. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for the month of January. Don't forget, Next to Normal and God of Carnage, 845-876-3080, Wednesday through Saturday, 1 to 5, 24 hours a day, online, centerforperformingarts.org. And we'll see you in February, and we'll be talking about everything happening then. Bye.
Bye.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing, everything the traffic will allow.